Hey guys, so sorry I'm always doing these book check-ins on my couch, but usually I only have time in the very late evening when I'm literally getting ready to read and wind down before bed. Today's not really so much of a check-in on Onyx Storm, although I am getting there. So I'm almost halfway through the book. But today is kind of like a mini rant, or like that's the new pillow I got. Basically, my biggest issue with Onyx Storm, spoiler free, is, and this is my biggest issue with Fourth Wing and Iron Flame and Onyx Storm. My biggest issue is Violet and Xaden's romance, because on the one hand, they have this really strong, like, romantic plot line is what I would call it, where there's a main plot going on, and then on top of that there's like a romantic plot, which is where something is happening in the plot line or in the world, and it's affecting the romance. And typically a good romance for me that I like reading is when something majorly dramatic is happening and there's all this angst and all this stuff. So they have that, but their actual love for one another does not exist. Like, it says in this book repeatedly that they do love each other, but I feel like it's completely randomly said, oh, like in this book that they love each other. And again, I'm not getting into spoilers here, but it's like, oh, it says it, but there's nothing to really back that up. And one could argue that, like in Iron Flame, he helps, or Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, like he helps train her, he built her a saddle, he has led this rebellion. And like for all the reasons, like I can see why somebody would love Violet. I can see why somebody would love Xaden. They are really good and well-written characters on their own. But whenever Violet and Xaden are interacting in a lot of the scenes, Violet is always usually thinking about how good he looks and how attractive he is, and she's thinking about getting spicy with him. And for the most part, in all of these books, they talk, like, when they're not talking about the plot line that is going on, they are literally like wanting to get spicy or talking or joking about getting spicy. They're very lusty for each other. And I would argue that there's a difference between lust and love. And I feel like they lust for each other, but none of the love is actually shown. Like, you could we assume that they love each other for all the reasons that we love their individual characters as we read them, but it's not actually said. They never have those conversations. They never hang out. They never do any other activities together outside of the plot line. They only ever talk or joke about getting lusty with each other. And they never have any other jokes. They never have, like, even Riddick has other jokes and he's hilarious and funny and a big friendship and stuff. So that's all the time I have for this rant.